Today on Scoutmaster Danny, we are going to compare modern two-burner camping stoves. Featured stoves are the Camp Chef Everest, the Coleman Gladiator, and the Jetboil Genesis. These stoves were purchased for our scout patrols and therefore get a lot of abuse. You can't do a stove review without the completely unscientific boil a pot of water experiment. So let's put these stoves on high and we can check back on it throughout the video. Before anyone cries foul, the gallon of water and pot were the same temperature before the test. The fourth video features the Jetboil using its included flux ring pot. The first stove up on the chopping block is the Coleman Gladiator. We purchased it because of its unique wind protection ring, which actually does a very good job on high wind days. Its 10,000 BTU top output was also appealing because we had younger scouts that were just learning to cook. The major flaw of almost all Coleman two-burner stoves is that cooking on low or simmer is almost impossible. The dial goes from off to inferno with the slightest rotation. I ate a lot of burnt pancakes because of this stove, and that makes me grumpy. I do like the handle, which gives you nice leverage when pushing the igniter. This stove is terrible at boiling large pots of water. It also squeals when first turning on. I said it squeals when first turning on. This stove is over 2 years old and has been used to cook over 60 meals by scouts. While not shiny, it shows no signs of rust or wear. I could really use some ramen right now. Let's take a look at our super scientific boiling test. The water looks hot, but it's not ready yet. Our second stove to showcase is a Camp Chef Everest. This stove blasts out 20,000 BTUs of hellfire. If you are trying to boil water, this traditional stove is quick and durable. Like the Coleman stoves, this stove is not easy to use on low or simmer. Even worse, the temperature creeps up while you are using it. If you are lucky enough to get it set to simmer, it will most likely be up to full inferno within a few minutes without you touching it. This stove has a major design flaw. The igniter is placed in a space where your hand naturally grabs the cooking grate for leverage. Both youth and adults have burnt themselves several times. The result is often a scout being less than cheerful, clean, and reverent. This stove is durable. Ours is 4 years old and has been used to cook about 60 scout meals. It has taken a lot of abuse and is not showing signs of wear or rust. Back to our completely unscientific experiment. Looks like the Jetboil with flux ring is already boiling. It is rated at 10,000 BTUs, but it blew away the other pots. Our final stove, released in 2016, is Jetboil's first attempt at a two-burner base camp stove. We have used 2 of these in our patrols for about a year, and they are amazing. I'm officially awarding it the very first Scoutmaster Danny Editor's Choice Award. The best feature of this stove is that it is extremely adjustable. You can set it for a simmer, mid-range, or full inferno, and it stays where you put it. Since the stove has no lid and much less exposed area, it is much quicker to clean. I really like the igniters, which require no holding for leverage, which means no burnt hands. Not all is perfect. The regulators provided feel extremely cheap. They are hard to attach, often releasing propane in the process. We have had one go bad, which Jetboil happily replaced. We purchased our stoves as a kit, which includes the stove, windshield, 5-liter flux pot, and frying pan. When packed up, it takes up much less space than other two-burner stoves. The durability seems good. Outside of the regulator, we haven't seen signs of wear. I must come clean. I used my personal stove in this video, and it has only been used for one weekend. The patrol stoves are not as pretty. I'm getting hungry for some mac and cheese, so let's check back on our boiling water. At about 10 minutes, the Camp Chef Everest started boiling. That was followed up by super rolling boil. I will give away the ending. The Coleman Gladiator took 16 minutes to start boiling and never really achieved a hard rolling boil.